Hello everyone, Asagai from Drinking Gourd. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to revisit Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dolton, Illinois. Tiffany has come under a lot of fire lately for her spending and potential cover-ups of sexual allegations. But when digging, you find a whole lot more. Today we're going to talk about a potential police execution cover-up. This story is all about a 19-year-old girl shot at point-blank range by Dolton police officer Jared Carlton. This incident occurred in July of 2021, just a few months after Tiffany Henyard took office. About a week after the incident, the Dolton police released the edited body cam footage to the public. This footage shows exactly what they want you to see, and not the whole story. To this date, the entire body cam footage of all officers involved have not been released by Tiffany. First, we're going to look at what was released to the public and aired on the news. Then, we'll break down what we've seen and what is not there.
The family of a woman shot and killed by Dolton police speaks out as video of that deadly encounter is made public.
The 19-year-old was killed just over a week ago.
Tia Ewing is live in Studio 32 with more. Tia?
Well, the family of Alexis Wilson, they question why all of the video was not released by police, and they claim she was shot 7 times at close range.
There's a person outside with a gun, and they're knocking on the caller's window.
Workers inside Baba's famous steak and lemonade in Dolton on Sibley Boulevard called for police on July 27th. At one point, the male passenger gets out. In this angle of the video released by Dolton police, you see 19-year-old Alexis Wilson hitting the drive-through window with an object that police say was not a gun.
Yeah, they're here. Okay. I see you guys. Pull up. Go get that.
The male passenger complies with Dolton police. Wilson pleads with the officers.
I'll tell you in a minute. What's going on? I'll tell you in a minute. I'll make you. Well, then cover yourself up with that rope or something.
Body camera video from the passenger side shows what happens next. Wilson's family insists the 19-year-old was punched in the face by the officer.
It can be assumed that it's a punch, but I can't assume that it is, and I can't assume that it isn't.
Wilson's family questions why only portions of the video was released.
We don't have the power to pull body cam. We don't have the power to edit things. This is not a movie. You don't have the right to edit things to make it the narrative you want it to be.
The officer on the passenger side held onto the van as it crashed into this bike store. He's still in the hospital.
Our condolences go out to the family, obviously. And like I said to you earlier, that's absolutely something that no one wants. We didn't want it, and I know they didn't want this either.
A loaded handgun with an extended clip was recovered. Police don't know who that belongs to. Illinois State Police are continuing their investigation. Live tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago. Natalie?
As we break down this footage, we're going to include an interview with Alexis Wilson's mother, Kara Wilson. Kara gives an account of what happened, apparently by body cam footage that she was privileged to see that the public was not. Let's take a look. We'll start off with what's known as an establishing shot. We'll call this view camera 1. Next, we go into another establishing shot, which will be camera 2. Then we have 2 officers wearing body cams, which we'll call cameras 3 and 4. Next, we have 2 more officers that arrive, which will be cameras 5 and 6. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for this interview with Kara Wilson. Let's hear her account of what she saw from the body cam.
Officers show up in force, guns drawn, surround the vehicle. They have 2 empty police cars. They pull up in 2 police cars to block her in, right? So they have their 2 police cars parked in front of my vehicle, and she's in the van in the drive-thru. They come out, guns out, yelling, screaming, get out the car, get out the car. I can hear her, and what I've heard her like, I'm not dressed. What do I get out for? I think she told them they took my money, they took my food. Why do I gotta get out? So she had no idea why they were even there. No idea. Now, in 52 seconds, mind you, 52 seconds, not even one whole minute of them asking her to get out the car. This officer holsters his gun, pulls his right arm and his right leg back, and prepares to punch her. He opened her door. Opened her door, and he took the step back, and he prepared to punch her, to deliver those punches. So she gets hit, and she goes, "Oh!" And she's, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he punches her again. So you see her head snapping back, and this is what kills me, because the news is still reporting that they don't know if she was punched. Yet you can clearly see this man punching her in her face. So he punches her, he gives her at least 2 blows to the face. That second blow, I think she realizes she's in motion. I say that because the car kind of juts forward a little bit before she actually takes control of it. Right? And when she takes control of it, now she's like this, because mind you, he's knocked her glasses off her face. She can't see, so she's at 10 and 2 with her face out the window. So she's trying to get away. She puts her foot on the gas. She barrels through the cars in front of her. At first, she actually tries to find a way around the cars, but Puncher Man is right in this window. And so she just takes off. There was no officer in front of the vehicle. There was no officer in either of the cars. Every officer around the vehicle jumped back, except for what is his name?
On the passenger side.
Gerard Carlton? Okay, Officer Carlton.
Remember
jumped in the vehicle. Everybody else jumps back.
The passenger,
jumps in.
The passenger door was open because they had taken
right.
Her and her boyfriend went to the restaurant. The boyfriend had gotten out the vehicle. The officer was standing between the door and the car. He was standing there with his hand on his gun. When she pulled off, he jumped into the vehicle instead of stepping back. He jumped into the vehicle before she got to the street, which was, I don't know how many feet. She was gone.
Maybe 12 feet.
She was gone.
She hit the corner. As she makes that right turn, that's when she sees him in the car with her. And this child lets out a blood-curdling scream. And he starts hitting her with bullets. He put 2 in her head and 5 down her side. She was an organ donor with no organs left to donate.
Wow.
He executed my child.
Our condolences and prayers go out to the Wilson family for their tragic loss. Now let's look at the footage and see why what is not there is more important than what is. Let's first take a look at the most important aspect of this story, the thing that led to Alexis's death. The bone of contention is whether or not she was punched. See, this video only shows an angle from Officer Carlton's body cam, camera 4. However, another view would have shown us a clearer picture as to what really happened. Let's remember the establishing shot of camera 2. It shows clearly the driver's side and the officer at the door. If there was a punch thrown, this camera would have clearly shown what happened. Let's not forget camera 1, as we can see the driver's side as clear as day. Even though we're not privileged to those angles, this angle still tells quite a bit of the story. If you look, Officer Perez on the driver's side has already holstered his weapon. His flashlight is still in his hand. Watch the light as it jumps very quickly just before her head snaps back. It's unclear which hand he had it in, but whatever motion he made caused that light to flash very quickly and all around the front seat. Also, another observation made from this footage is that Officer Carlton had already begun to jump into the vehicle before Alexis took off. He was already in the front seat before her foot hit the gas. Again, camera 1 would have been ideal for this footage. We would have been able to see whether Perez punched Alexis and exactly when Officer Carlton jumped into the vehicle. And let's not forget the officer that stepped away from the vehicle as she drove off. That was camera 6. She had a clear view of Officer Carlton and when he jumped in. The most important view is that of camera 4 when Officer Carlton jumped into the vehicle. That camera angle would have shown everything that transpired right up until the shooting. In every other case where we have a police-involved shooting and body camera footage, they show everything right up until shots fired, except here. As we can see, the lack of footage and transparency from the Dolton police and Mayor Tiffany Henyard is critical to knowing what truly happened. This is a case that demands answers. Tiffany Henyard is withholding critical information from this family and the public. Usually, a white officer killing a black civilian is national news, but no charges were filed against Officer Carlton as a decision was made from the edited version of the footage. The Wilson family and the public deserve answers. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, let us hear what you think in the comments. See you next time.